Hello everybody, how are y'all doing today? So it's your boy Crypto Wolf, and today, we are going to go over a basic, simple, quick introduction in Market Cipher. What is it? Why would you want to use it? How do you use it? And what are all these different indicators and features that we have in there? So let's take a look over here on the Bitcoin 1 hour, which is like the gold standard chart when you're talking about Market Cipher. Let's see here. So what is Market Cipher? Market Cipher is an indicator that you add into TradingView that is like a paid subscription, if you will, whether it be 6-month or yearly or lifetime. Matter of fact, I don't even know if they have the 6-month anymore, but yeah, I think they do. Anyway, so you get a few different parts to it that are separate indicators that if you were to come over here onto your indicator list, you see they got 4 of them right here, and they have the little lock on it, which show up in the invite only scripts. And in order to do that, you go through, you buy Market Cipher, and you put in your TradingView account name, and they essentially unlock it from the back end. And then it shows up on your invite only, and you can add it. Now you have Market Cipher A, which is up here, which is all the little symbols that show up above the candles. And then you got Market Cipher B down here, which is all your oscillators and your RSIs. And then you also have Market Cipher DBSI, which is the little numbers that you see above and below the candles that we'll get into in a minute. And you also have, that I don't have open at the moment, Market Cipher SR, which is support and resistance, which gives you all these little levels here and your high and lows. And all of it is fairly customizable, you could say. Like you could choose to hide certain things. You could change colors and the styles, whether you want a line or you want the area. You wouldn't necessarily want to change colors like up here on the Market Cipher A. And for one, it's not going to match what everybody else is talking about. And along with Market Cipher, you also become a member of the private Discord, and great community, people talking about trading. You got various different rooms, fan art, even your fireside chat where people just going on about whatever. There's even, they get into like writing some Pine script in regards to Market Cipher, which I'm starting to look into. We're going to get into that in a later video once I get a little better at it, get it figured out. But for the meantime, we're just going to go over these one piece at a time. So I'm going to hide DBSI. And I have done videos. If you want to get more in depth about any of the stuff in Market Cipher that we're seeing, I've broken it up into like a few pieces at a time on other videos. But this one, I wanted to make a better video, just real quick intro, what everything is and why you would want to use Market Cipher. To be frank with you, is because it is the best indicator that I have come across, and many, many, many other people say the same. It is absolutely, I should say, it will absolutely make you more successful when you learn how to use it, and you stick to some of the various strategies and trading principles within yourself as well. Because let's face it, you could have the greatest indicator in the world, but if you're making bad decisions, it doesn't matter. Now, that said, you can see like on the little symbols up here where we got a little triangle, green dot, all these little yellow diamonds, little red diamonds, red X's, and a big red blood diamond there. There is also the yellow X. And again, if you want to learn more about those, go check the individual video. But basically, they are telling you things like we have continuation to the bullish side. All right, you get a red diamond where all right, the trend is starting to reverse. You know, continuation, reverse, continuation, reverse. This triangle here, which is foretelling of a trend reversal coming soon. A green dot that you are still continuing to the upside. And it gets into like what follows the green dot. Again, go check out the Market Cipher A video that I did, getting in more depth about that, give specific examples and look at the various intricacies as things play out. And you can see here, like with the blood diamonds, where we ended up coming up into a dumping. And before you go thinking that it's as easy as, okay, when you see a certain symbol or indicator pop up, that it's just green light, go, you know, see a blood diamond, automatically short, you know, see a yellow X, automatically short, see a green dot, automatically long. Nothing is ever going to be like that, because it is, you know, it's not technically predictive. It is not 100% going to tell you. You should never be basing really any trade off of any single like indicator instance going on in one candle. You always want to take in your environment, your different time frames, all your other indicators, and start to form a picture of what's going on and what is likely to happen next. And so moving on down to Market Cipher B. Wow, that's big. As you can see, we have some blue waves, some green, and in this case it's purple, but normally be red waves. And then you got this yellow line here, which when you first start out, it'll be filled in underneath. So right now it's just on the line setting. Standard would be the area setting. Then you've got these two lines up here. These are your RSIs. So right here, it's all based off of this line down the middle, which is your 0 line. And you can see we got our scale over here on the side, 0 to 100, 0 to 100. And you have these big guys here. These are the money flow. Those are the overall money flowing into and out of the asset. You have this yellow line here, which is your VWAP, your volume weighted average price. And it's a little bit more indicative of the price direction, like right now. Now, obviously, you also have these big momentum waves, and it's technically two waves overlapping, where you have a lighter one and a darker one. And you can see, you know, the part that doesn't overlap on each side of it there. So one's leading, one's lagging. And these are showing you the, you know, the overall momentum of the price, hence momentum waves. And then you've got these two RSIs here. You've got a stochastic RSI and a regular RSI. The stochastic is changing from green to red. And again, all this stuff broken down in much further detail in the individual videos. But I did want to make one that was relatively short, especially for people who are wondering whether or not they should make the investment to pay for Market Cipher. Because, you know, it's not super cheap, but at the same time, just for me personally, I can say it is worth it. And one thing you will likely hear from anybody who has been using it, particularly successfully using it, is once you have it, and then if you try to go without it, like say you just don't re-up your subscription on time or soon enough, or you can't, it's like being naked on the charts here. I mean, it's hard to even imagine going back to trying to trade and analyze the charts without it. It makes that much of a difference. And yes, I mean, you're going to find things that are similar, especially like you'll find ones with the momentum waves. And obviously there are various kinds of RSI indicators. These are all, like, the RSIs themselves are not standard. Most of them are like customized or altered, or they take numerous indicators and are combined to form what seems like it may be, you know, the same thing as some of the standard free open source stuff. And you can see like our bar down here, all this is just showing the money flow, but on a horizontal bar line. You know, when this goes into the red, this turns red. When it comes back to the green, it goes green. And then you have these little dots, these small ones on the momentum waves show up every time the VWAP crosses the 0 line. So it crosses to the upside, you get a green dot, crosses to the downside, get a red dot. And you get these big green dots down here at the bottom, which are indicators of a potential local bottom. And of course, you know, it works on every single time frame. It will work on any chart that TradingView can show, even ones that are not what you would normally like, it aren't trading charts. I mean, you can even go into, what do we got here? I got a interesting ones here. So M2 money supply. Market Cipher even shows up on the money supply charts, even though like they only do lines and it's only, you know, one segment or one candle per day. So it will work on literally anything that you can look at in TradingView. Look at gold going up a little bit. And so now that we've kind of done like a general overview, I'll give you some reasons why it is particularly helpful. And say like one of them is, you know, watching this VWAP is usually one of the first things you are looking at in the moment. So like say, you know, okay, our price is kind of coming up here. We're looking here. Well, the VWAP is starting to head down. It's not quite to the 0 yet, but that tells me so long as it does continue, you know, to the downside, we should be seeing some kind of pullback in here fairly soon. And your momentum waves are particularly good at, let me find an actual example here. So they are particularly good at, it's not a great example, but finding divergences. So you are looking for, you know, say this were going down. You're looking for these momentum waves to start heading to the upside while the price is still heading to the downside. Tells you that there is a reversal coming. And these also give you an idea of how strong a particular move is, or, you know, when you start seeing the momentum waves clearly trending in a certain direction. Like here you can see where, you know, they're trending downward. You get like an overall direction on the market, start trending upward. And you combine that with, say, your RSIs, your money flow, and it all forms a much clearer picture than you would normally get with, you know, just a few standard indicators. And the money flow is absolutely great and useful. It gives you a broad general idea of what direction the price is likely to be going. Just as you can see here, you know, money flow started coming down into the red, price was coming down, money flow was coming up into the green. We're pumping up in the green candles there. And you can even see like this little dip that we had in the money flow there. Same thing we generally see up here in the price. And, you know, in your mind, you're kind of smoothing these out, kind of taking an average or a mean curvature. And when things generally start to get around like 3/4 of the way through this curvature is when things tend to start rolling over. And as this goes down, money is flowing out of the asset. As it's flowing out, the price is going down. And then usually when we get, again, so let's say this was a complete one. Anywhere between the half and the 3/4, things generally start trending up. This one was a little bit more into the half. And again, you take it in conjunction with your RSIs. Your RSIs are starting to trend upward. And for all the specific nuances and various strategies, go check out some of those other videos, because I definitely get into a lot more detail, go back through showing examples, things you're looking for, the things you're looking for together, because, when you're talking about trading, you're never exactly looking for just one indicator, but there are, signs that are bigger than others that you would be looking for. Again, here, good example of divergence. So seeing bullish divergence, money flow increasing, RSIs going up. Saw a nice move to the upside there. Now, moving on to DBSI. This guy here gives you, it's the dual band strength index. And it gives you bearish numbers on the top side, bullish numbers on the bottom side, on a scale from -5 to, I think it was even 30. I think I've seen it go as high as 30, but it doesn't very often. But essentially, whichever side has the higher number, that is the side that has more strength. So when you have higher numbers up here, you have more bearish strength, and the price is being pushed down. Same up, or same down here. Higher numbers on the lower side, you have bullish pressure. Price is being pushed up. And what you are generally looking for, aside from just the number that you have at the moment, is the direction of the number. So let's see if we get a better view here. So as you can see on the top side, 19, 17, 18, 19, 17. But now we're getting into 8, 6, 6. So we are weakening on the bear side as the numbers are increasing on the bullish side. And that's generally what you are looking for to see, is this downtrend starting to weaken? As we did, we were pumping down, then we kind of peaked up a tiny bit, was going sideways. But then we got that 12 over here, went back to the -5, and we continued on down. And lastly, the market cipher SR. Whoops. As you can see, it comes up with some suggested support and resistance levels. And I don't know the specific details of how it's forming these, but if I had to take a guess, I imagine it's taking into account the fixed range volume profile, as well as other things. But as you can see, we're getting some there, came off of there. And you also get these blue lines. They're just a midpoint between your high and your low. Yeah, resistance, support. Fairly simple, fairly straightforward. Let's see more example here. Blood diamond started coming down. Triangle hit the reversal, reversal, reversal. See, it had the reversal symbol, but we got the green, so it continued upward still until we ended up getting our little red diamond. But that is Market Cipher. And just a disclaimer, I am not paid by Market Cipher to advertise for them or anything like that. Just I've been using it for the better part of a year and absolutely love it. Made huge difference in my profitability. And like I said, I literally can't even imagine trading without it at this point. So if it's something you're interested in, I'm actually going to see if I can put an affiliate link, so to speak, or something like that. But marketciphertrading.com, check it out. It is worth the investment. And that's what it is. I mean, it is an investment. You are investing in whatever type of career or hobby you want to have with trading. And if you do get it, I absolutely recommend, go through the tutorials over here on the Market Cipher website. Go back through, some of my other videos where I break down the various things and the strategies and, what to look for as you are seeing different situations and signs. I'm going to continue making more videos about Market Cipher, specifically strategies, get into the weeds a little bit on just some of the specific things that you see over time, because, it's very simple to use basic strategy wise, but it's with the markets, you're never having the same exact things over and over again. You see, there's just nuances as things move and oscillate, and you get, the frequencies show up and little patterns and things like that, but you're always going to have slight little differences. And it's those little differences when you are actually in the moment, because it's easy to look back and say, oh, okay, yeah, like this was going and that was coming up and the price went up. But when you're actually in the moment, trying to analyze and predict what it's going to do next, it just largely comes from experience and learning. So by all means, if you are serious about trading and you do want to make not just the financial investment, but the time investment, because, if you're serious and you're putting money on it and there's money on the line, treat it seriously. Treat it like it is a business, even if it's just a part-time business, if you're just doing it in the evenings, which is basically what I have to do at the moment. But, I've been taking the time to learn. I've been experimenting, practicing, even just start out with, I honestly don't recommend doing the paper trading or the fake accounts where you're not really using real money. If you want to use that just real quick, just to figure out how to use the exchange and how to place orders and all that good stuff, that's one thing. And pretty quick here, I'm going to be making little breakdown videos on how to use a few of the exchanges, the ones that I personally use at least. But you just start a small account, even if you only throw $100 in there. And aside from even just Market Cipher, learn the indicators, learn some of the patterns, learn technical analysis a little bit. You can trade strictly off of Market Cipher, not using anything else, but it's going to give you a better game plan to start learning what to look for and how things tend to play out in certain situations. And just as important as that is, learn the psychology, the trading psychology. I've made a couple videos about it already. I'm not going to keep harping on it in this one, but, You know, you got to learn to treat it like a professional. You know, take the emotion out of it. You know, don't let yourself fall into the flopping and groping and trying to chase your losses and things like that. Develop a strategy, stick to that strategy, and Market Cipher itself is absolutely great for coming up with a strategy. And so more videos coming soon, specifically on that. And hopefully it helps. If you got any questions, drop it in the comments or go check out some of the specific videos. Let me see here if I could bring them up here real quick. Otherwise, yeah, how's everybody been doing though? You know, things have been fairly crazy lately. Everything going on in the world, although Bitcoin was pumping a little bit. Looks like now we may be rolling over the top, but quick little analysis for you. What I'm kind of seeing here is back over here on the 1 hour chart. Our money flow has just dipped downward. So that's the number one thing that I'm keeping an eye on at the moment. Now, obviously, when we start rolling over the top here, start putting in lower highs, you know, we're looking downward. But one thing to keep in mind, a little case for the bulls here, is the spread on those RSIs. Look at that. That is a very big spread. And that means that this downward trend that we have right now is increasingly weakening. So we may see this kind of pull back up. And it'd be nice to see these come back together, meet up, and be back, hopefully even coming back up in the green here. We've been fairly good about some big green moves in the money flow waves. You know, it's just a little red here. So even if we dip into the red real quick and then come back up, let's say that would be the bullish case, the bullish scenario right now. And if we come up to the daily, you know, take a look on the higher time frame, you'll see that money flow is getting close to coming back up into the green. That would be an outstanding situation. RSIs are generally trending up, although we've got a little bit of time before VWAP comes back to the bottom. But again, that's not guaranteed. You know, we could bounce and stay in the positive numbers. You know, momentum wave coming up. We'd like to see it get above that previous. Time will tell, but yep, if you want to learn more about these, we have instruction videos, playlist. Oh, I didn't mean to actually play that. I don't want to play. I'll just go to the damn playlist. Oh, well. So down here you see we got, this was the original intro, hour long. It's the first video that I ever recorded. It's a little rough. VWAP and momentum waves. It's actually the most popular video, second one I ever made. Still a little rough. I actually went back and did a shorter, more concise, revised version down here with the VWAP, money flow, and momentum waves. So we threw the money flow in there. You know, some divergence, how to recognize divergences, fib retracement, fib channels, RSI and DBSI, specifically Market Cipher, spider lines, which is not part of Market Cipher, but it's something that largely comes from CryptoFace, the creator of Market Cipher, and is very big in the community. support resistance, kind of in correlation with Market Cipher, but it's using other indicators. And the first of these strategy videos that I've made, the super secret Market Cipher B trend line strategy, which is interesting, at least I think so. So check it out. Best of luck. You know, I am not giving any financial advice, not telling you you're going to be perfect if you buy Market Cipher and use it. But I will say the majority of the people that I hear from and talk to that actually take the time to learn it, take the time to control the way they do trading and not just winging it off of emotion, generally tend to do very well. So, all right. Y'all have a fantastic day. And remember, keep learning something new every day. Later.